Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Zelda Kelly, and today I have a seeing crime story time that I want to share with you. I have a story that is involving two doctors. One is my primary physician, and the other a client that I've known for years. Both were asked to analyze a troubling case that law enforcement has labeled as a motor vehicle accident, or worse. However, the truth, as we discovered, was far more sinister. Let me share. It all began with a simple text to my primary care physician. I sent her a picture of my friend. Now, for all intents and purposes, I have not told any details of the case for Karen Reed or Officer John O'Keefe. The friend that I'm referring to in this story is Officer John O'Keefe, because I do not want to give any information away. And I know that this case is very publicized. It's all over the media, but you know what? There are some people who still have not heard about this. So I just wanted, in the purity, to remain organic with this story because I'm curious, and I'm curious about a lot of things. I have a lot of questions, just like you. So I sent this simple text to my primary care physician. I asked her if I could send her a picture of my friend and told her that law enforcement claims that he had been hit by a car while standing in the road near a yard. This is the conversation with my primary care physician. She writes, "Wow, your friend received some nasty cuts there. You say he was hit while standing near the road? This must have been some time ago," she said. I said, "Why is that?" "Well, because the bruises have healed for the most part. Did he have any broken bones?" "No, not one. The only place that was affected was his right arm. He had a gash on the back of his head, and his eyes were swollen, but I don't have a picture of that." "And law enforcement says this was a vehicular accident?" "They said he was backed into?" "Yes, at 24 miles per hour, backwards, in a blizzard, hard enough to knock him approximately 30 feet from the scene into the front yard of the home that he went to a party at." Who on earth would believe this? No bruises that I can see, and he has a gash on the back of his head. He is thrown 30 feet into a yard, and he has no broken bones. Is he still alive? I said, "No, he is not." She said, "I've seen many hit and run cases. This does not look like one. It looks like something else. Did he have any enemies at the party?" When we look at the facts, it seems that his friends were really his enemies. We're still trying to figure this one out. She said, "I feel for him and his family. I don't think he really knew what happened." And that was the end of that first conversation. So next I waited a little bit because I wanted to collect my thoughts. And I text my client, who happens to be a doctor. The doctor I've known for many years. I casually inquired about the same picture, framing it as a hit and run accident because, I did not want to give any of this away. I said, "Hope you are having a good weekend so far. I have a picture I'm sending you of a friend who was in a hit and run accident. Hope that's okay." He says, "Fine, Zelda. Sure, send it on." I sent the image. Then he writes to me, "Does your dog bite?" "What dog? I don't have a dog." "You said this is a vehicular, correct?" "Yes, that is what law enforcement says." Law enforcement? Really? This is not from a vehicle. What is it from? I asked. I have seen many of these, not often enough to be an expert, but many to know. This is a defensive wound. What do you mean, a defensive wound? A wound you receive when you are defending yourself from an animal, a dog. Look, those are bite and scratch marks. No way a vehicle. Really? That's not what his family and friends are told. Zelda, I hope animal control was called. I hope your friend is all right. Well, he is not. He is deceased. From this? Really? Were there any other wounds? Did the animal push him in front of a vehicle? Because this is not that type of accident. Then I told him the story. And quite frankly, we had a call after that, and he was horrified. He was quick to hang up. And then he texted me just a few minutes later after our conversation. And he said, look, I don't want to be involved in this because I'm sure there are many experts who will give their medical opinion, but Zelda, and then there was another long text pause. This looks like the type of wound that would happen when a person puts their arm up in front of themselves and their face when a dog is attacking. When a dog attacks, it lunges, it jumps, it's overwhelming. It happens in seconds. Where is the dog now? I'm not sure. Usually when this happens, the dog owners of these dogs get rid of them right away. Well, I think that's what happened. The dog has an aggressive history. And the owners have not taken responsibility? No, they say it is impossible. They are blaming the girlfriend, his girlfriend, who was charged with murder. He then writes, the poor chap. He must have been ganged up on. Where that remark came from, I certainly understand, but I don't know really his thought process, and I didn't ask. This is such a touchy subject for many. And quite frankly, I know it was Chloe. I know Chloe was involved. In my opinion, she was involved, and he was attacked by more than her. It plays out in my mind's eye like a movie, but then again, I know you believe the same in your opinion. So as the pieces of this tragic puzzle come together, the picture becomes clearer. Was it a hit and run or something far more sinister? With each conversation, we inch closer to the truth. And thank you for joining me on this journey and for this Seeing crime story. Because as we journey into the shadows, we will be seeing more revelations. And until the next time, stay vigilant and keep seeking the truth. Justice for John and free Karen Reed. Thank you so much for being here. Please do me a favor and subscribe so I can continue to bring you more content as we get into the meat and potatoes of these things. Those two conversations really kind of set me back today, really made me stop and think. And by the way, during the conversation with my one doctor when we were speaking on the phone, he asked me if there were any other injuries. And I said, well, yeah, there was a bite or there was something, a laceration, a small one on the tongue. And you know what he said? Without me even saying anything about me feeling that he was hit on the back of the head or there was any blunt force trauma, he said, that type of injury usually comes when you are hit so hard that your teeth clack together and you bite your tongue. He said it usually happens when you are slammed or when something slams into you. Poor John. I shudder to think what happened. And I still have that question. Where was he from 1 a.m. until 6 a.m. or 5:30 or 4:30 a.m.? Where was he? I think we'll know someday, because I also believe the indictments are coming. Thanks for listening, everyone. Much love to you, and I'll see you again real soon.